So damage underneath could be injecting fight, but it looks like Temptation needs power. Or that team might just be going down into 16th place unless Vayne can do anything. It seems like all that Vayne really has hope doing right now is mopping a shield battery snare near. He takes him down. Good tracking for some, but it's Zia to get the kill. And Echo Warriors doing a wonderful job on the edge, picking up so much KP. Without being able to take either, we've seen them fine. Still worrying the Raptors. Have at least one by now for Florzy. I mean, you look at the names on this team, you would think they were going to have a really good day today. But this is not the best start, seemingly. A little bit of KP on Florzy already, but needing to alter TP reset inside of Snake, a building that isn't even in the next rank.
And they've got a Void Nexus coming in as well, looking like the caustic grenade going to cause problems too. Florzy gets out alive. January 2 for now, but using as many portals as possible to just keep running. Throws down an altar port that's just say, hey, maybe take a look at this. Maybe see if this is going to scare you enough away. And somehow it worked, you know? I can't explain that.
We're back into it. Top 3 already. A stage in urgency. Taking the urgency to try and get a little bit of a fight going, but they're on the wrong end of it first. Powerhousing, looking for a little bit more about a really good Sparrow ulti that'll keep the team off hit back for now, or at least it'll keep one of them away, but it pushes Party Knox into Aqua, books it top 2. Some tells me this is where Powerhouse is.
No.
They really do not look to be in a good spot.
No.
The caustic gas as well to navigate through. Really no chance of rezzing his teammates. And just in case one is too worse, a Pro League player on the other side of the spot. So that's gonna be or surely gonna win that. And it's game 1 to one of them. Are going to be a big problem, but it doesn't look like Jelly and Moose recognize that there's a team here yet, so the reset is safe for now.
Thank you.
The amount of teams that we've seen somehow, some way, keep themselves upright, especially for Soaring Raptors, who not only don't have a Newcastle, but don't have a support at all. They have to slow heal off of that. Nice shot from the PK as well, as 7th Strip might be in trouble. Soaring Raptors looking really solid here, not even losing any of their shields. Finally, Florzy has to get a shield swap, but that's the worst of it.
And Shark Titans, who had so much KP, might have gotten a lot of KP in game 2, but won't get it here. Instead, Raptors are looking to terrorize the rest of the lobby from this position. They've cleared their backs. The Stormbrew's right on top of them. Now they can just stare at everybody else walking in as Florzy locks down KP comes to Vayne. So when Raptors, I would say, have gone from nearly dying underneath the bridge to getting the god spot after they clear their backs and after they watch as the pole goes right on top of them. And only a couple of teams left to move in.
Racing Mustangs. Currently looking here, but also looking is Soaring Raptors. Florzy having to hit a shield bat, but Motau is lurking around the corner with the PK ready to go. Gonna peek up. Viking Cat cracked, gets knocked, and that might be the go button.
It looks like it is, especially as he hits another crack with the PK. This is just doing dangerous amounts of damage for Moto. They can't even get Viking Cat back up because of the timing at which he found that knockdown. Roundrock is going to try, but I'd imagine he's going to fail because Moto's steering over top of him. Tries to sneak an Artstar in through the split between the fences, but he just can't quite get it done. He's still fighting solo as Round Robin's just next door are trying to move forward. They seem to have a little bit of a spot to tuck in for now, but they'll have to make their way into the streets next up as Duck Kings goes down with Round Robin as they hike over the team with all of them, but again, they still need to move forward too. Are you going to pump ice? The KP was finding a spot. It seems like they couldn't decide, so they'll get neither. Good knock for Schmuck, but it's gone. It's got to be Ty. Cracked in a 1 versus it looks like 2. Sparrow jump over, keep going. Round Robins are going to get taken down. Racing Mustangs go after, and boom, they send the captain to start this door to the top with Florzy almost dead.
Very scary in there for Florzy, who's now going to swing with the team get foreign beer out, so no repeat for them. Down to 2 squads, Soaring Raptors moving forward, healing as well. And Fiery Tigers are just going to take the fight. Do get 1 knock, but it is traded back the other way.
January moving forward and behind. Newcastle on Red strike in front of him. First he gets knocked in there after Rezo. What a troll, but it's 2 knocked down. January might just have it himself as he dances around the knockdown shield. Shield batting! Slasher's trying as best as he can, but he knows that, and he plays for the Reds. He plays for both, but he might just get hit for one. Because as soon as the knockdown shield is gone, it's free reign for January. And Soaring Raptors taking Game 2, despite how bad it looked just a couple rings ago. They realistically should be hitting purples after this.
Also, fair point to mention, I'm not getting a paycheck. This ring is not going up into the upper left. It's actually taking us to the right a little bit more, which is going to put these Western teams in a little bit of a struggle as they make their way forward. You know, any of these teams that are not running the Ash, the rotation skills, now just have to fight their way through like Storm Riders are doing right now.
What a shot with a swivel. Stick Rhino trying to finish this off at 2v1, but over Stick Rhino and Bombsy shut down. Storm Riders are gone, and it looks like power housing. There's so much work in that fight. Everyone's still standing on his team though, and as the third party comes through, Mikey and the gang are going to take down Agent Urgency. Stampede Flames starting to move forward, and they will find a free building for themselves, as it was the one they were holding just before. Duck King's moving up to try and retake that side of Market. It looks like Mikey's squad is trying to get away, and the second Flames want to stay safe, and that's certainly going to keep them safe for now, because those knockdowns are pivotal to keep Duck Kings from pushing. I don't know if they're in here.
Importantly here, they got the Sparrow up before the Newcastle. That's not a support Watson, so gonna take some extra time to heal up, and Duck King's still waddling over to try and get this Newcastle up and running. Speaking of a Newcastle up and running, Spectre Flames inside this building, very close to where the ring is about to start pulling. And with their Newcastle ult giving them all the protection they need, this is not a bad place to be.
I don't think there's a single building in this next ring. That's where the Newcastle walls are going to be for Olio. And it does look like Olios has his next wall available. Just don't know if he's going to be available himself. He's taking so much damage, even peeking out of the doorway. They don't have any bang smokes or cat walls or anything like that, despite that they leave the building. So this is going to be a tough rotate for Spectre Flames as everyone is staring at him.
Reminder too, we still have 10 squads alive as round 5 is closing. That is a lot of teams, a lot of eyes in a lot of different directions. As soon as you become the most vulnerable team, you are going to be focus fired by multiple squads. Question of who is the least delicious looking out of the bunch?
Looks like Echo Warriors. The most of them disappearing. So far. They are stuck in his barrel. They are running into Sheila from Meepsy. It's 2 kills for Meepsy on his own. And Maple from Meepsy is going to finish this off. As a rat gets 2 kills himself, and I almost just watched him get a knockdown. Nearly not quite though, and he can't find the other spot. Monkey Business having to be content with 8th place. To serve to move forward straight to the Newcastle wall and shut down Duck Kings for top 6 locked in for themselves. Party House still sat underneath this height. It looks like they
I've seen this one before.
Has to move. Yeah. Looks like they think this team right above them has got to move.
Oh, I've seen this before. Oh no. I'm getting flashbacks here. ALGS finals. Uh-oh. Although Party House do not seem like they want to stick around underneath here. Poem. Make a push as a duo here. Get cracked onto one and are going to finish off that raft. So Soaring Raptors are gone. Sugar Palms are gone as well. We're down to 3 different squads.
And this is the only duo left, but they are still farming KP. With 30 seconds until this ring is closing, they've got a lot of space, and it's very close to the next ring, but only being 2 means they're going to need those last 2 remaining squads other than themselves to fight each other first. They need to try and play a low profile, stay out of conflict, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The Raging Falcons are running straight into the Watson Gen's going to eat the Sparrow ult, but the Sparrow still has a gun, and he is flying with it today. Knockdown on Team Triggered Me leaves Sugar Falls as a 1 left standing squadron. Knockdown shield being danced around. The Raging Falcons will find that killer. Let's just wait for the game, and the third party comes through immediately. Still in love goes down. Not still alive anymore. Bloom Dion taking big damage as well, and this seems to be easy pickings for the party house. 1 player left on barely any health, and the Peacekeeper closes it out. Party house win the Skyhook pull to close the first 3 games in style. Full reset, everyone pulls in, they get to the could just continue to play where they're at for now. They're probably not super happy with it. The low ground isn't the best spot in the world. You don't feel like you're contesting anybody for a win. So it looks like they want to try and do big damage to that Jelly squad up top. With Sugar Palms looking for a reset onto K9. They are taking the big damage. It looks like they might get fought for something. Good catwall though to try and keep this squad with that.
Beautiful catwall, because that just stops any kind of advance. The poke becomes impossible to hit, and Sugar Palms somehow, some way, reset themselves back up to full here. And they will throw shots down in the meantime. Ring has started to close. Party House eliminated in 10th place. Don't know if they got enough points from KP, but they were darn close to it. And that is going to be something we need to keep our eyes on after this game's over.
Keep our eyes on them. I'm the best spot in the world. Has been taken. At least the light has by this point. Not likely they'll get the res on this game. Having that new castle will make it possible though to popping the mobile shield to try and get it off. But that mobile shield is about to go. Moto might not be able to climb back up. Barely even allowed to. The Q does let Moto get back up though. And now that Florzy all the way back up, he'll be reset by his team. For now, reset goes down. Ash TP straight on the head, so his strip just gets put down. So does Jelly. And it's only Moose left for his team. Not the smartest of ints from the man who didn't even try to take the board. Really thought better than doing that. He was right to think.
Okay, doing some damage here. Nades coming out as well, and we have found the Fuse player, everybody. Mortar player detected. Grenades going everywhere. Thermites blowing up the Newcastle wall before the cooldown is even back up. So Soaring Raptors have lost their capability to actually hold this ground if somebody pushes them. They're going for the rotate now. Should be fine. Kraber here in the hands of Entity Racer, but not going to take the shot just yet.
Killing both of Moose's teammates means that that building just next to the force should be pretty open. As the Kraber rings off just a little bit off the front. Poem goes down like one less game away from having to say the haiku as Duck Kings with a phenomenal shot onto Still in Love. Headshot Kraber from Entity Racer to get a big set of entry damage, and most importantly, keep the team that was trying to snipe him off their backs for now. Or City to finish on to NG 150 on the guy climbing up. The Charged Titans are going to get taken down finally. Matthew Moose the Rat is gone. Looks like everybody else is relatively safe to rotate into this next ring. Top 6 for the remaining teams.
Duck King still trying to hold ground now. Granted, 2 shots left in this Kraber. That gun needs to get swapped out for another gun before this final ring starts closing. Respawn happening, and Entity Racer doesn't even get it. Going to just let that respawn happen as Ford Beer do get eliminated. We are down to 4 squads left.
It does sound like that respawn didn't really go off, though. 2 rats died in the last 15 seconds. Neither of them the one that was actually rezzing, though. Soaring Raptors surely have hit the match point threshold by now, as well as you have to imagine. First place team already reaching That was Party House, who like to finish it up. Duck Kings really the team that still has a lot to prove and a lot to gain out of winning this match, but they're losing a lot of health for now as Ryutake goes down, fully finished off by Sword Raptors. They establish themselves as the team dominating this side of the bridge.
Looking at Soaring Raptors, is going to dodge out on the damage, but comes back into it as well, and that cooldown be gone for a bit. Round 6 going to start closing here in 5 seconds. 4 squads remain, lots of Newcastle walls to fight through. And if anybody has that cooldown back up, be both a push tool and a defensive tool.
They get a little too eager to try and get that KP down low. They almost lose someone to it. Soaring Raptors thanking their lucky stars there, still standing. Entity Racer, same goes for him. K9 with a knock on a boom beyond his Jack. W Keys goes down to Moto. The Raging Falcons have left it all to Still in Love. Trying to make the play towards the top of the bus with the squad right underneath them. The Sparrowolves need to try and do big work if that's how he's going to go about it, but instead he just ducks back down, hopes to not get spotted. Someone jumps directly into him instead, and Moto gets the knock onto Envy as a big EMP comes through for Soaring Raptors. They just wait for everybody else to fight in hopes of cleaning it up later. That is exactly what they need to do when they come through to clean up everything themselves. January does the job, and Entity Racer now losing a lot of HP, but it's just a rat. So the rat gets second, and the Raptors get first. Dying. It feels like you come into a game with 2 teams on match point out of 20. Well, the odds of that are pretty low, right? But we've gotten to a point where it feels like the odds are great. And I'm noticing 8 squads of 24 was just what we were at, and none of the names dying. Yeah, none of the names dying, though, are on Soaring Raptors, so I think they got that full reset. That's the point I'm trying to get at.
Oh, no.
Sure, but Party House are going to lose 1. That's going to be pivotal. Gibby Bubble there for the res, though. It looks like they'll be okay.
People trying to set up some of these walls to do something here. They have gotten inside the ring, and Sheila will come out to just provide pressure as Crozio gets healed back up. Llama needing to do the same. Party House get themselves back on their feet, limping a little bit, but they are still up and they are in good position despite the ring going again very far south.
I really feel like Soaring Raptors have got to be in God spot right now, though. It was 6 of 18 just before. They did get the reset. I was right. They have everybody back up. And now they're in a really good spot, being in control of Old Town for the time being. They've got space to try and clear their backs as well. So they're going to try and make the play.
They're going?
They want this AP because without anyone behind them, this should be as good as done. They just need that one other squad in Old Town to die. And this game should be theirs for the taking. Not just this game, but this whole set and the grand prize.
Party House don't want to let them have it. Again, Soaring Raptors are just not looking to give any quarter here, but that will force them away, and actually they lose January. Maybe they should have given a little quarter, a little bit of quarter, a nickel, a penny.
Oh,
they don't have anything left. Soaring Raptors are out.
They tried to clear their backs, but they get punished for it, and who's going to come through the third party? The Party House. Just barely able to escape back up the staircase, though, was that last remaining member, it looks like, as Sweet Poem dying inside of Humbert. Portal taken back up to the height for themselves to try and facilitate a res. It's these 2 teams left in Humbert Labs and 2 squads left up in Old Town, with Party House being one of the teams in Old Town that this ring pulls right on top of. And as they're trying to advance, it's Maple getting more KP for that match point squad of Party House. Sweet Poem, you can have all the Gibby resets you want. It's not going to make that cross any easier.
I need Sweet Poem. I said this when we had 10 viewers. I'm going to repeat it now. If Sweet Poem win, I have challenged Happy to make a haiku, and they are ruining my dreams right now.
It's over. Sweet Poem gone in 4th, but now the problem is Duck Kings aren't in a spot to get in the ring either. And they're going to have the worst cross ever, especially now that Gibby died. Really good Ashport, despite how instantaneous it was. And he gets into a good spot in the corner. He is in ring.
My God.
He's detected by the Stinger Bolt. And it looks like Party House, I think, are the only squad remaining. It's 6 players left, and Party House are 3 of them. At best, there is a duo to stand in their way. I don't think anyone can do anything about this now.
It is so unfortunate. Soaring Raptors have to be kicking themselves. So much pressure they put on this map, and it might just go to waste. They may have given the victory to Party House. They can just walk off Homer with this right now as long as they can finish this.
Agent Urgency don't even have their dead teammate's banner, let alone a way to get him back on the board. Maybe lock in a little more KP, go home with a bit of a higher point count than you had before.
That's Crojo down!
That's Crojo from Party House! What is Crojo doing out there?
Oh.
That is a dangerous death. The Gibby Bubble is going to get him back on his feet, but we nearly saw an insane way back in. But Maple's dead too! The Rat of Entity Racer!
Party House have to get Maple back up, but do they have the time to?
No.
Duck Kings are gone. They can revive. Agent Urgency are coming, though.
Powerhousing wants to shut it down, and the Sheila wants to do it herself. It's over, but it's not for Party House.
God.
Game 5 done. System. We might not have a shot caller on any of some of these top-level teams. And Agent Urgency.
Soaring Raptors have the high ground in this final ring. This is really their game to lose. And the problem is, we've seen them lose it before. They have to lock this one in because Party House were playing out of their mind, rotating extremely well. They might not get another opportunity like this again.
They've certainly been putting themselves in winning positions for these past few games. They had 2 wins in the set through the first 4 games. I think they had to win game number 5, but now they're getting pushed on the height. Jelly, though, the one doing the pushing, punished for it, and Script thinks better of trying to make another play.
Look at the damage.
When Raptors nearly lose Moto, but they're in a safe spot to keep themselves up for now. They can move back away from those Arc Stars, but Moto cannot get killed here yet. Ending in the open ring is going to be
Agent Urgency.
but Agent Urgency's gone. It's Soaring Raptors winning Trash's Night Out V2, or it's a 7th game, and we'll probably have to go back to World's Edge.
Oh my goodness. It could come down to this. Charging Titans below. We went from being majority match point teams to a single one left. Charging Titans. It feels like they are the best positioned team to try and take this away from Soaring Raptors, and that does seem to be the case as Florzy hitting shots down in the deep end. And as the final ring starts to close, Moto does lose all shields and has to back out and heal.
Soaring Raptors won game 2 and game 4. We're on our 3rd even number game of the set.
There's that Wraith angle we were talking about earlier, how the Wraith portal can be used aggressively just to look for a way to fight, and Soaring Raptors starting to peek around the corner. They know that there is a team beneath them. Where will the fight occur, though?
He's by himself, Moto is. In this position, if he tries to swing behind them, he could very easily get full team swung.
He's just holding
just
right
making
now.
sure nobody's walking up.
Yeah.
They don't have a character who can passively watch those. No Cat, no Watson, no nothing. So they gotta watch it the good old-fashioned way. But Sugar Palms are out in the open and surely dead for it. The Gibby Bubble falls, and that's a kill to Matthew Moose with the Arc Star. Soaring Raptors have the height. They have the wall to play around. They also have a Gibby Bubble, just in case things get dicey. You'd have to imagine this is their game to lose with Rampart that aren't even their own to play around out of this position. Bubble back up. They're waiting as long as they can. They want these other two first. But I don't know if anyone's going to need to fight Sugar Palms. I think that Decay's just going to die.
It is going to be difficult. Soaring Raptors, Moto is taking a lot of damage for this, but the regen on that amp is going to do a lot of work. Sugar Palms have been taken out. EMP is now coming out as well, and Soaring Raptors are going to look for the kill.
They took a lot of damage, though, and Floorzy's gone so fast. January cut as well. Moto's got to have more in the tank. He doesn't. We've got more games in the tank instead. Charging Titans make it happen in the 6th match of the night where Fraud Watch are.
Yeah, and also Sugar Palms is definitely like solid players as well. Envy, one of the best women's comp players in the scene. K9, I believe, on a collegiate team as well. This is like definitely a team that has the capability to take these fights, and the triple take will help with that.
Tough time moving out. Low
What's that,
ground
Fraud
inside
Watch?
of Voyage. I think that is Fraud Watch still trying to move up here. Sugar Palms playing this so aggressively. They know it's 2 teams on their low ground. They need to keep those 2 teams there, push them into each other, and close this out with a win of their own. Fraud Watch, I think, on ulti low ground, and that vert nade could do big damage. On their heads, it's not enough. The rampart walls are still going to block out those grenades. And Party House trapped in a corner.
I want to point out here, Gibby Dome, there is a Maggie. Party House can get griefed really hard if the Gibby Dome goes up at the wrong time.
It looks like they took small bubble too, so those drills are going to be pivotal.
I think small bubble is the right play here, just to have that cooldown back up in case worst case scenario.
Saying,
where that,
like those drills can really like shut you out of the whole bubble. Like they can't play in that bubble at all because of the drill.
But they can back out of the bubble, and the cooldown comes up faster. True. Meaning if it does get destroyed by a Maggie ball, they will have the ability to reset that dome at least somewhat quicker here.
For sure. A lot of damage on K9.
That Maggie ball all of a sudden becomes the most important cooldown in all of this.
Maggie, normally a character with such niche applications, is doing so much work in this final ring, given all the Gibbies alive. And Sugar Palms just looking around to see if they can find out where this other low profile are Fraud Watch. They've had a low profile day by way of not reaching too many late game scenarios. This their first top 3, their first top 10 even. And they're just going to try and wait to see if those 2 teams will run into each other. And Party House looking for a fight, itching for it, but Crozjo thinks better of it now that his teammates have taken some damage.
This is so tense.
Oh.
Yeah, Sugar Palms should have this. I want to be clear. This is Sugar Palms' game to be able to win. We do see Party House are actually taking on Fraud Watch here. Fraud Watch have lost a member. If Party House can take them out, that makes things a lot easier.
And they're playing to rat. Fraud Watch are, but they're not in a great spot either. Rampart Wall isn't the best. They're going to have to carry this walk up. And here comes Sheila in the comfort zone to end all comfort zones. Is Crozjo looking for a kidnap, trying to hit it, and does the kidnap! Could be what takes it for Party House. I think the Rampart got back into the portal though, so no kill found off the back of it. His teammates weren't ready, but now the bubble has to get popped fast, and Sugar Palms aren't gonna have as much space as they wanted, but they're still taking down Llama and Crozjo. It's 1 remaining on Party House, and it's nobody left. We're gonna need an 8th game, and Sugar Palms have all the space in the world with only 2 players to kill on the other team. Congrats on a 2nd place, Fraud Watch. I don't think you're getting it first. Sugar Palms, send us to game number 8. Duck Kings seem to be in that prime position. They just are getting the rampart wall set up. There's one thing you can point out that's not the best about this spot that they're in. It's that they don't really have any natural cover to play around. They're setting up their own rampart walls. But if something were to happen to those...
Evac Tower.
Things could get dicey. Evac Tower to try and chow the height, as well as a bang smoke that's really well timed. That not only is going to let Racing Mustangs get into it, but that could also enable the third party from charging Titans. Racing Mustangs are the only team left not on match point, and they're the only team to have had somebody get knocked down so far. They have enough time to maybe try and drop off, but it's only Viking Cap who's going to get down. It looks like it's Duck Kings versus charging Titans for this set. As Duck Kings lose one of their own, the Rampart gets knocked down of disaster. Nearly a disaster for Squadron. But instead they hold on, they give bubble for the res, and everyone resets for a second.
Wait, they can get that reset. Racing Mustangs can get that reset. Duck Kings. They've got their team member back up, and they're holding. Racing Mustangs have gotten everybody back up.
I don't know how they're gonna get to the height though. That's the biggest problem. But it looks like if anyone's gonna take this now, it's Duck Kings, because Jelly was gone. Script is gone too. It's one remaining player. At least Matthew Moose is able to get a knock. But Charging Titans will not take this home. They had an evac tower. They can third party this. A big crack onto the Viking cap. Knocks down one. Racing Mustangs could do it. Disaster keeps his team in it, but only for a moment. How about a game number 9?
Raptors would get the victory, most assuredly. They are far ahead in points. Duck Kings getting pressured by the ring. They've got to get going, and they're not actually going to be able to do so. They're tanking ring, and Duck Kings are out.
Racing Mustangs also have the height. This is another non-match point team. Despite how many were alive just a moment ago, the non-match point teams are seeing a good amount of rep with half of this last ring being just them. About half of the teams in this game, just under, maybe about 40%-ish, were already on match point coming in. And yet it's half and half in the top 4 in terms of who's on match point and who's not. It's going to end after this game no matter what. But these teams who are on match point and still alive don't necessarily have as many points as after. So a win in this game is the difference between a win or loss on the night.
In hand. Do they really want to do this? They have to run through the ring for this. They're going to take a lot of ring to go through this.
But they think that it's worth it. This is their place. Game. The Maggie Q is going to be tough. The Bengal had to have done a lot of work, and I just don't think it did enough. Matthew Moose, the one doing work in this fight, and left on almost nothing. But he knocks down Jelly, and he grieves Charging Titans, but his team's surely going to fall right after. And look who is to come in and clean up the mess.
It's 2 squads left.
Beer. Knock down one through the smoke.
Oh.
Everything, all night it's been them. It took them so long to lock in match point, but they always had you right in the palm of their hand. Foreign Beer win the 9-game match point set, despite being stuck on 48 points for 3 straight games, and only barely hitting 50 coming into this game.